Hello and welcome to another edition of Swami Says only on NewsX. Well, this week it is, election time one way or the other, whether it is closer home in Bihar or also the US elections have taken off with the first presidential debate. And then there is also the economy. We have the statistics for the second quarter that are coming out. So I have Dr. Swami with me and we're going to be addressing all these issues in this interview. But first, Dr. Swami, about the US elections. You've been talking about it and you saw the first presidential debate. What are your takeaways from that?
Well, last time I was the only one in the entire, shall I say, national executive of the BJP, which publicly said and said to the members of the executive too that Trump will win. 99.999% were of the view it will be Hillary. And if you ever talk to the former Principal Secretary, Mr. Mishra, Nirpender Mishra, he lost a bet with me and he had to give me lunch. That was the bet. This time, again, people are saying that Trump is going to lose. Now, his present poll position overall, I'm not talking about the debate that has just been completed today, first debate. The votes that Trump was said to be getting in that poll against Hillary is about the same which today when he's contesting against Biden. So we can't say, because in America the revolution took place when what is popularly called in America as the redneck. I mean, these guys who work as mill workers and in coal mines and things, or the lower drive trucks and so on. Now, these guys normally don't go to vote. But my Indian friends who sell insurance and all that, go from house to house, they told me that this time, for the first time, we are finding people saying we will go to vote and we'll vote for Trump because he's one of us. So, although he's a billionaire,
multi-billionaire, where is he one of us?
But he talks their language. So then I took that, made bold and said it, and of course ridiculed as usual before I'm proven right. And then everybody says that they had also predicted. Anyway, the issue is this. At the moment, it is not clear to most people as to what is going to be the outcome. But the outcome is this time is extremely important because there will be a major change as far as India is concerned. Those who say, oh, it doesn't matter which president comes, they have to go by national interests and so on. I'm not even sure that if Trump comes back, he's going to be friendly to India. Because according to my friends in the United States, he's a little corrupt by the fact that two ministers of our government, agreed to de facto mentoring or managing the meeting of the Indian and the Chinese counterparts in Moscow. One by Rajnath, who of course personally was against that meeting, but he got an instruction, so he went. The other is the foreign minister. And so Trump's public tunes have changed. He says that if he's re-elected, he will moderate between China and India. There's nothing to moderate. They have crossed the line of actual control. And now they are even saying that we don't recognize Ladakh. I mean, they're giving one slap after another. So there is only one thing. Either you are in a position to evict them just now militarily, or if you're not, then you can tell the people of India that they have come and occupied so many square kilometers of India, and we have to throw them out. So we have to prepare, and we need so many weapons and so on, and so much money. And prepare for that. But this going on, talking, tomorrow is meeting, day after meeting, media gives this a big thing. Oh, we told them off and they have agreed for disengagement. It's not a question of disengagement. So what I'm saying basically is, in this policy, the United States president is important. If you decide to go to war, then there will be a groundswell support for you in the United States. And there will be a groundswell support in almost all countries which fear China and are complying with China because they have no other alternatives.
But Trump has always been very mercurial, you know, he's never been...
Exactly. So in addition, what I'm saying on this issue, where he's quite hostile to China for what he thinks they have ruined his whole legacy of economic growth and so on by bringing this, by creating a wittingly or unwittingly this virus. So, but I'm saying that he has definitely, after our agreeing to mediation by de facto mediation of the Russians, he has been brummed off. Now, the Russians, let me tell you, are actually a shadow of the Chinese, because they are so much short of money and the Chinese have given them a lot of money. You should work on the principle that the Russians will be, when the chips are down, will be with the Chinese. And it is they who told us, when the Chinese were massing troops to cross the LAC, that this is, you know, just I've checked with the Chinese, the Russians informed us, and they have not got any evil intention. They have come for normal military exercises. And so because of COVID, our soldiers were all withdrawn to go and get, masks and medicines and so many other things.
April and May you're talking about.
Yes, after April 18th, when a lady officer said that there is definitely an intention to come, and they have in fact crossed the LAC, she was removed, she was transferred out. Because we had got the Russians to tell us that no such thing has happened. So I think, therefore, the President of the United States, if he's well disposed to us in the war, war is inevitable in my opinion. Either we declare it or they declare it. So in that war, the American equipment is by far the best in the world. And we want them to be generous in handing it to us. And then I think you will find many other countries willing to support us, the Vietnamese, the Indonesians, the Japanese. Japanese, with this new change, I'm not too sure, because they feel fed up now for being anti-Chinese all these years, and they feel guilty also. But the reason why the Chinese are against Japanese is the Japanese cruelty there. So I'm going back to the US election as a very crucial thing for us. Now, as far as Biden is concerned, he has already been very complicit with the Pakistani and the Muslim lobbies, and he has addressed them. I've got tapes of what he has said to them. I don't know whether you have seen the Time magazine, where they had 100 leaders, important leaders of the world, and what they have said about Modi. I think that's why you can't get a copy of the Time magazine here, nor is your newspaper, your TV channels blaring Modi regarded as a great world leader and so on and so forth, which you normally do when even some ordinary newspaper says so. But in Time magazine, such a big thing has come, but they're not. So these formation of these opinions need to be rectified. And the earlier promise of India being a great economy, that has all exploded. And on Corona, we started well, but somehow it has gone out of control. And now India is being mentioned all over the world as one of the, of course, the United States is also that way, but the US people are less bold in terms of naming it as a disaster. But I think the US election, if you ask me, take a risk, or somebody puts a gun to my head and says, you better tell me who's going to win.
This is the gun. You told me you'll tell us first on 30th September, so 30th it's September. Gun point.
That's right, that's the point, yes. So I'll tell you Trump is going to win.
30th September, you're saying that Trump is going to win the election.
Yeah, the elections. Because you will see that today's thing, whatever the Trump, his rowdy behavior, so to speak, of interrupting and so on, it was not a civilized debate. But to the average American, as I can project, Biden came out as a bit of a wishy-washy character. And,
that's the problem. The opposition was not strong enough. So
and so they'll say, well, 4 years more, and let's have somebody else. And then we just don't know how people are reacting to Kamala, because with Biden known state of health, people will always be wondering, well, if something suddenly happens, then she might take over. And do you want that? Especially the white Americans.
She's been pretty silent also of late. We haven't heard much of her really.
I think she has been put on a hold, because the first 2 days she was, but today, because she's soon to debate Pence, so today was the first time I've seen her come out and say something.
But in the Biden camp, who would suit us more? You're saying Biden anyways has a problem?
Democratic parties had been from Hillary's time hijacked by Pakistan.
It's not a BJP versus Democrats.
Hillary had, when Obama was there, he in fact invited me to a lunch. I mean, not me alone, but some of the select people who mattered to him for campaign. He invited me, and it was that time. Photographs even came here in the regional papers, not in any of the national papers. And I didn't give it to any press either that time, because meeting a president and not having any substantive discussion means nothing. When I met Deng Xiaoping for 100 minutes and got Kailash Mansarovar open, that kind of a meeting I would publicize. So, but we had this meeting not once but twice. And that
what was the meeting about with Obama?
Nothing, just he was, by the way, a student of law at Harvard, by the time when I was visiting professor in 85, 86.
Right. Did you meet him then?
Not that we knew each other, but we had lunch at the same place called Harkness Commons, which is actually a law school cafeteria, but it used to be very good food, so we all, and I was in the faculty, I could go anywhere. So what I'm saying is that we have I don't think you have a chance with the Democratic Party. They may sweet talk, they may give you phrases, and your TV and the media may say India is a dear friend of the United States, India is a great country, and all that they will say. But when it comes to material things, they will most probably be more, the Democrats will be pro-Pakistan.
It's not if BJP is in power, Democrats are against us. They were against us even during Manmohan's time.
Yeah. I mean, they've got that, they dominate that religious freedom thing and so on. And now what the Time magazine has put out, I mean, Time magazine is a part of the conservative. They've been always a little jingoistic about the United States. But they have put out a story which is utterly obnoxious. So my view is that Trump will come back, and Trump will be definitely better than Biden for us. This is my opinion. I have no interest in interfering in the internal politics elections of America. But that's how I would feel. He has no historical links with Pakistan, as the Democrats do from a long time. And the military of Pakistan is still very pro-Pakistan, pro-America. So even the Chinese have a lot of problems with the Pakistanis because the military is not willing to go all along the way.
So we have your prediction for the US elections, but I'm going to now move on to closer home. Bihar elections, where, you have played the role of somewhat of an influencer by, stirring this whole Sushant Singh Rajput case.
That's right.
You took it up, you got Nitish Kumar involved. Now it's become a Bihar versus Maharashtra issue. What do you make of this? Are you surprised that it's become such a hot election issue? I mean, I'm surprised from my end that...
Well, you know, Sushant was a special case. Because he was not a typical film actor who was a Gunda in college and then couldn't get a job anywhere. So he went to the cinema because, you know, he could play some role, if not as a hero, as a villain. You know.
Last option, either the cinema or politics. You know?
Oh, yes. Even better, you come a little to politics and then come to cinema. So, yes, that is the reason. And but this man was different. He was not only good looking according to cinema standards, but he was also you know, good in his studies. He qualified on the All India exam for Delhi School of Engineering, got 7th place. He even got a scholarship from an American university. And then he gave it up to go and become film star. But while as a film star, he was still experimenting with the artificial intelligence and things like that. And he addressed meetings of IIT students and all that. So he was a special case for the youth, because normally parents would criticize somebody, a film actor, he's a Gunda, why are you bothered, he's a drunkard. Here, that couldn't be said. And so he had become very quickly an icon. And then, you know, he became a victim of that cartel which runs, you know, the drug cartel, come Dawood cartel, come, you know, Dadagiri cartel, which wants to have complete control over who will rise and who will not rise. They destroyed that Parveen Babi. In fact, Mahesh Bhatt, whose original real name is, I think, Ashraf Bhatt or something like B-U-T-T, I think. Yeah, but he uses the word, the name Mahesh Bhatt, and there's no Mahesh in his name at all. So therefore, he in fact has congratulated Ria for leaving him at the right time. What does the right time mean? So therefore, this upheaval is very strong. Now,
but it's become a huge issue, election issue.
I think it's an election issue.
Has come out surprised.
I as Subramaniam Swamy will definitely tell them to vote for BJP, because the Congress is anyway on the other side. You see, so I don't know whether the party wants me to campaign for them. Maybe my popularity will grow even more, so maybe the party won't allow me to come. But the fact is that I'm committed to BJP, right or wrong. And BJP is not one-man party. It's a party of number of organizations. And all of them give me a great deal of affection. So I don't mind if, in terms of political positioning and positions, you know, I'm discriminated against. I want the party to prosper, because that's our long-term future. So I will definitely issue statements that if you care for my opinion, please vote for BJP or BJP allies also. So this will be my stand, and I think we will win, frankly.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Your prediction for Bihar?
I think we will win, but I'm not sure about Bengal. I mean, Bengal, maybe we make some progress, but that lady is a very smart lady, Mamta. And so she knows how to balance. She's almost like Trump in one sense. Says outrageous things, but she's very level-headed when it comes to calculations. And so that, and then there would be a challenge, according to me, although Yogi Adityanath is a personal friend of mine for a long time, and we have been together when he was almost sidelined completely. So I'd like to see him win, but he will have a challenge because of this caste-mindedness, unless Hindutva overpowers it, which it has been in the past elections doing. But there is a caste divide in UP.
Recently also retweeted an article praising Priyanka. That's created a lot of curiosity in the social media.
This is a problem with Twitter. Retweeting is a way of telling my followers, genuine followers, not somebody who's there either for mischief or want to know what I'm saying. But the bulk of it is, these are people who genuinely share my ideological views and they adopt it, they assimilate it. And I have been tweeting so many other people to ask my followers to tell me whether it's true or false. And they tell me. In fact, my followers in Twitter have said this is all bogus, is a false claim, and so on. So if you want to interpret anything, you can interpret. Of course, when I go into Parliament, any congressman I meet, if he's willing to say hello, I stand and chat with him. Whether it's Ahmed Patel or whether it's Manmohan Singh. Manmohan Singh, of course, a dear friend of mine from a long time. So him anytime. But people who don't like what I'm saying and who are great fans of Sonia Gandhi, even them, I said, because in a parliamentary democracy, see, you can have a difference of opinion, but that doesn't mean you have to be an enemy. Unless the other side wants to be an enemy, then it's a different matter. I have friends in the communists. I talk to the communists. Of course, they are now, I have to look for them with a microscope. There are not many in Parliament anymore. But all through my parliamentary career, I've always been friendly with the communists, sat down and discussed. Although outside they will be calling me CIA agent and this and that, capitalist, stooge, everything they have been calling. But inside, in the lobbies, in Central Hall, I've been there. So I don't think there's anything insignificant. And then I followed it up with a complaint I made against Sonia Gandhi on her, again claiming to be a degree holder or a diploma holder from the University of Cambridge. And I've sent it to the speaker. And I think
some would say that you were trying to...
Yeah, that's right. There's some other people from our fake ID gang, you see. They want to say that I'm going to Congress. They're hoping that I will leave BJP on my own. So after they make my life, very difficult in this party. They're on my mindset. I'm not going to leave under any circumstance.
Yeah, I wanted to get that clear, that you had no plans of leaving the BJP.
There is no question of planning. Why would I have come? I had from 1980, when Vajpayee said I can't come, and then I said I won't go because they had adopted Gandhian socialism. I said, this is anathema to me. How can I be a party after coming in a party for Hindutva and suddenly now I'm talking about Gandhian socialism? So then the RSS people, Ashok Singhal and the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Sudarshan Ji, they all in the late 20s, after the 21st century, I think 2006, 2007, they began talking to me about coming back. And at no stage they told me, you said like this about RSS, you toppled Vajpayee government. Not a word of it.
Your criticism of RSS has never been raised within the RSS.
No, not only that, they understand what circumstance I was in. And they were, and those people who at that time headed the RSS, they were against me. They were, because they were fans of, fans is the wrong word, they were very keen to protect the image of Vajpayee, which I was trying to demolish. And so naturally, they made it difficult. It's not that they didn't call me all kinds of names. Vajpayee, in Parliament, I have raised the issue. Vajpayee had called me to a magazine called Maya that I'm a CIA agent. I caught him in the Parliament and I said, provide proof, because I don't deserve to be in Parliament if I'm a CIA agent. And you have said to Maya that you as a Minister of External Affairs, you had papers to show that I was CIA agent. And he said, I never said it. Maya then produced the tape. So therefore, the issue is that when two people get together, they say, old saying, Miyan Bibi ke jhagda hai, jhagda ke baad sulah ho jata hai, to pados ka kya adhikar hai, wo yaad dilane ke liye. If a man and wife fight and get together and then the neighbor comes and said, Ari, I heard you saying this about her and she about you, how you got together, then I think the husband and wife will join together and beat him up. It's none of his business. So if RSS is okay, I'm okay, excuse me, then what is their problem?
Well, one issue is also, the fact that they are saying that, you are raising matters which they're not comfortable with.
They don't know democracy. Please go and see what Churchill was saying from 1934 to 1939.
Dr. Swami,
Which language? He said Chamberlain has sold out the country to Hitler. Hitler is a warmonger. And he was proved right. And Chamberlain had to go. But they didn't throw him out of the party for that. Go and see Democrats and Republicans, even today. They are critical.
In India, do you see any party where people are questioned and allowed to carry on? So in that sense...
I would like to develop BJP as that. That is Hinduism. Hindu allows all points of view. Even Gandhi used to say, I'll allow all points of view, but I won't allow anyone to, no one to, draw me, pull my leg and, make me topple. I will not be blown by any of the winds that blow into my house. So I think that, and how much differences there was in the Congress party till the Nehru era came. So many differences. So I think if in a democracy, you can't have differences. Yes, if the national executive meets and decides, then I will never oppose it. And it's not only I'm opposing today in agriculture, there are very few people in the country who are speaking up for it. I've spoken on your program. I've given you arguments which even the government did not give.
What the agriculture bill? Yes, I remember. That was...
So you can't say anything against me. So you say this. Oh, he's not disciplined. He's going away to Congress. How do they know I'm going to Congress? You say, oh, I'm slowing down the National Herald case. The major part of the cases are with the government. The recovery of that building, Herald House, that is with the Urban Development Ministry. They've done nothing about it. Her educational qualifications lying with the Speaker. The citizenship of British citizenship of Rahul Gandhi is lying on the table of Mr. Amit Shah. Tell me what is not, there are about 8-9 aspects of National Herald which the government is doing nothing about despite my repeated letters.
So anyone who says that you want to see this government topple or you're against the Prime Minister, you are saying this is not correct.
And if a government is toppled, there's a procedure. Parliamentary party, you have a meeting of the parliamentary party and by majority vote him out. But I can't do that. I did topple Bajpayee's government, but I had one MP, that is myself. And I am supposed to have polled 273 votes. And Bajpayee got 271. So he lost by one vote. So they're saying I was the one who did. How can a one-man party, I'm all the time criticized at that time as leading a one-man party. How can a one-man party, you see, bring down a whole government? And where the government, the Prime Minister has got IB, RAW, God knows how many agencies.
But
Could you not find out?
Not with your one vote, but you can get like-minded people on the same platform, which is what you did at that Tea Party.
If I am so influential that people are willing to stake it, because a lot of NDA people also left. Mayawati left. Then our Farooq Abdullah's son left. Saifuddin Soz.
I agree. But the situation, that time it was a party of allies. So you could, it's when we say that one man brought them down, it wasn't.
I told you I'm not, in the business of toppling BJP government. At that time, I was not a member of the BJP. I was Janata Party. I can't be a slave of another party when I am a member of another distinct party.
You are very much a member of the BJP.
I'm not. I'm now a member of the BJP and I've been supporting...
the saffron outfit you're wearing.
No, I've worn saffron out of those days also. I did Kailash Mansarovar when I was Janata Party. No BJP member did it. Did Vajpayee went to China? Did he do it?
I know, Dr. Swami, we said we'll discuss the economy, but I can see we're totally out of time today. So I'll have to get you back on that topic.
it can wait because the economy is a developing story. So every week you can discuss it.
Get back to it later. But thank you. I think you cleared the air a lot of issues because the problem with social media
the
is
air was not polluted by me. It was polluted by the fake ID Twitter types.
Not going to let me do a consensus ending, I think. But at the end of the day, at least you've answered a lot of questions, let me say, that have been raised. Does that work?
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much, Dr. Swami, for this conversation.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.